squeeze through him, he kind of pulls him down. And that will be a 2-minute power play for the Montreal Canadiens. And they've been under a bit of pressure, so this will kind of ease it off a little bit. Zach Rinaldo's playing in his 100th game tonight, and he started it off in fashion. He's the kind of guy that will launch himself at you. He loves to hit. He comes in and he catches White coming out of the corner. White was awful slow getting up to the Canadiens bench.
Cannons won the draw and got it back quickly. Subban was covered and couldn't get a shot. Center again. Gianna gave it back to the Cannons. Shot it into the corner for Bourque. That's the Canadiens line. That gets by Subban down the ice. He tries the sides to leave the net and stop it. 4 minutes gone in the first period. Canadiens' first power play of the game. No score in the game yet. Subban sets it up, and there they go. In over the line quickly. Brought back for Plekanec on the boards. Trying to poke it back to Subban just inside the blue line and got it to him. Good chance. Markov comes in, shoots. That's cleared off to the corner, and what a great setup it was for Markov. But he couldn't get the first goal of the game. 4.5 minutes in. The Canadiens look sharp, though, setting that up. Subban starts it up there again. To center, to the line, and dumps it in. On the boards was Matt Reed for Philadelphia. He fell down, trying to kick it loose. Stays right there, hoping to freeze it. Didn't do it. Canadiens put it in deep for Eller behind the net. Back out to Markov. That long pass was too far away from anybody. Quick shot is stopped by Emery. He hangs on.
Couple of good rips by the Canadiens, and I'll tell you what, it's good to flood one side with 3 guys on a penalty kill, but not 4. And the Flyers get guilty of that. 4 white sweaters all on half the ice, and Markov's going to find himself with a nice little pass from Subban. He walks right in, fakes, lets the slide go by, and he brings it right off the post. Lucky break for Emery. And then Subban steps right into this, and he's got an absolute rocket. Good job by Emery, not make the save, but also bleed, no rebounds.
Eller couldn't win the face-off this time, and it comes back to the line, and the quick shot. Bouillon coming close, set up again from 30 feet. Kept it in for Gallagher. Wrist shot blocked, back to Gallagher. Back to the line. Penalty running down as the Canadiens try to get this first goal. Eller right in there for Gallagher! And he couldn't get a shot, nor make a play. He waited and didn't know what to do then, and lost it. Great chance for him. Bouillon coming on. Galchenyuk lost it. He was knocked down. 2 shots on goal on the power play so far, and only 10 seconds left in the Coburn penalty. No score. And here comes another Philadelphia penalty. Luke Schenn, I think, is going to go.
Bang on right, Bob. Hit right along the boards. They got 5 seconds left on the first one. And the dump off the wall, and Galchenyuk's got his back turned, and Schenn comes in, and you've got to respect the fact when you see those numbers, and he came right over the top of him, and he'll go to the box, and the Canadiens will have a short 5-on-3 here. The draw will be important as the Canadiens move this thing around so well in the power play. Philadelphia started so well, had lots of pressure on Montreal, and this power play's got their breath back. Montreal looks pretty good there now.
Gary, Gallagher did the right thing because the goalie came out to cut his ankle, and he held on, hoping somebody would get open. It didn't happen. Still scoreless. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the first period. Flyers get the puck down the length of the ice. Now the first penalty is done. Coburn out. Still a power play now for Montreal as they move on, led by Subban. Play for Markov. Shoots. Rebound. Went wide of the net. Came off a skate, maybe a Philadelphia Flyers skate, and missed the goal. Canadiens come back to start off once more. Crowd rather silent. They'll get going if they can spot one here. Montreal stalled a little bit near center ice. Briere had to wait. Subban reached for it, couldn't get it. Played back in. Bourque was on the move. Markov stopped it. Fed it into the left side. It'll be Desharnais shoving it up behind the side of the net now. Centered again for Bourque. He's covered. Desharnais got it back near the line, and it was intercepted, but Subban got the puck again. Now once more, Subban set up. He stays open back there. Shot into the crowd. Won't work. Briere fired it around the boards. It comes to Subban. All the way back. He had to get rid of it, that's all. Easily picked off by Timonen, and down the ice it goes again. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Philadelphia hanging on. Subban again, right through the middle with the pass. Galchenyuk lost it. Played off the boards by Grossman. That'll get down to the Montreal line. 25 seconds left in the penalty. Bouillon dropped it back. Diaz threw it to center. It's dumped in away wide of the net, and they go in quickly after it. Nazaros is there to the corner. Canadians set up now and get organized from the line. Bouillon has a good shot. Bad angle for him, though. Shot it anyway, and the Flyers are going to clear it. Penalty is done. Only the one shot allowed by Philadelphia on that second power play for the Canadians. Great job by Philadelphia Flyers penalty killers. No score, first period, 8-minute mark coming up. So the Saturday night crowd. Nothing going yet. Gallagher coming in. Scramble, and Emery jams the puck. Even though it was close to the line, you can see the crowd gathering, but nobody could knock it loose. There is no score in this game yet. 11:59 to go in the first.
Danny Briere, who was absolutely blown away to get the torch from Guy Lafleur on Tuesday. He told us that tonight is a really tough game playing against friends, and he really enjoyed his time in Philadelphia. His youngest son, Cameron, is in the building tonight, but for the most part, his three sons will remain in Philadelphia with their mom. The initial disappointment of the buyout was made easier by signing with his childhood team, but Briere does plan to move back to his home in Philadelphia once his career is over. Bob?
Okay, Cassie. Canadians hoping that the speedster Briere can do something on the way. He scored! Well, you got to watch it on these faceoffs. There's no doubt about it. It wasn't won what you call cleanly, but it came back in front, and from the scramble, it was the captain, Brian Gionta, who scored the goal to give the Canadians a 1-0 lead.
Well, good job on the faceoff. It gets scrambled, but Montreal wins the battle, and then they keep it along the wall. Good cycling job, and René Bourque throws this thing out in front. And what happens, it's a fail to contain in front of the net. And if you can't contain in front of the net, you're in big trouble. And right there, just out-muscled. And the captain, Brian Gionta, when he sniffs it around the net, you know one thing, he's not going to stop till he buries it. And right there, he buries that right into the back of the net with Mark Streit looking on.
Canadians, even though they've been outskated by the Flyers and despite having two power plays, couldn't do much until now. Oh, wait a minute, there's going to be a Canadians penalty here. The defenseman, Rafael Diaz, is going off for Montreal.
Little hook behind the net as the Flyers entered the zone, and the Philadelphia Flyers will get their first power play opportunity. They had 7 of them versus Toronto and only managed the goal, and there Reed turns on the speed and the arm gets into the midsection, slows him down, and that will be the call right there. As the Canadians take the 1-0 lead. A nice little goal by Brian Gionta as he out-muscles Mark Streit.
Face off deep in the Montreal zone to the left of the goalie. Philadelphia now on the power play, winning the draw, setting it up to Streit. Waits, gives it over here to Lecavalier. Quite handle it cleanly. Canadians try to recover the puck. They won't do it for a bit. Nazaros has it. In deep she goes, and back to the line again. Centering pass, Streit at the line. Cavalier boomed it right on the net. A stop. At the line again. Cavalier is set up once more, coming on. He's covered. Will he shoot it? Steps up a little bit. Waits some more. Won't shoot it. Back for him. To the line. The Cavalier is going to be set up again. This time he whips the shot in off the blocker of Carey Price. Nice save. Canadians finally get the puck. Nordy couldn't get it up. Another chance for him. He can't find it. Down deep is Georges, and he'll find the opening to get it up and down the ice. Pressure by Philadelphia, though. Coming on again, the Flyers. The Cavalier tried to go in and lost it. Canadians get it down the ice. Penalty down to 47 seconds remaining. Halfway mark of the first period coming up. Canadians with a 1 goal. Subban breaks it up. Subban shoots it in. Canadians penalty killers are doing well now. They just hit the halfway mark of the first period. That's into the crowd, stopping the play. The
mentioned earlier in the broadcast, one area that Carey Price has struggled in is on the penalty kill. His save percentage is about .804. The average in the National Hockey League is about .870, and Vincent LeCavalier had two pretty good rips at it right here, and Carey Price up to the challenge. These one-timers off the half wall through traffic, they're not easy to spot. He blocks both of these out of danger. Good solid saves.
Canadiens goal by Gianna from Bourque. Plekanec at 8:10. Even strength goal. Flyers here on the power play. Simmons tried the pass, didn't work first, and then to the far side, hooked back by Hartnell to the blue line. Flyers try to set it up. Penalty is gone. So far, so good for Montreal. Are holding on. Penalty over now. Diaz is back on the ice. The shot is blocked easily. Hartnell got it. Tried to skate away in midfield. White into the lineup tonight for the Canadiens. Gets loose to center. Habs were changing though, and he couldn't do much about it except dump it in. Crowd is starting to get alive here in Montreal, like we're used to. Team ahead 1-0. They just killed off a penalty, and now hanging on as the Flyers come in after Price again. He knocked that one loose, and then it was cleared down the ice. In behind Couturier, and he went back to pick it up for Philadelphia. Starts the play. Return pass was behind him. Not much with that. Coburn had to shoot it back. Head down the ice again. The Canadiens all back, lining up to come after Philadelphia. 8:40 left in the period. That lead pass just missed, and hence that's an icing call against Montreal.
Zach Ronaldo, we saw him play a pretty good lick on Ryan White. Here he gets in on the forecheck, and Bouillon sees him coming, tries to protect the puck, but there's no way you're going to be able to maintain that as he gets kind of run into, and that's exactly what Ronaldo wants you to do. He wants you to second guess yourself going back and make plays that you wouldn't normally make, hopefully turn one over to the Flyers.
Face off to the left of Carey Price. He's made a couple of dandy saves so far. The shots are only 6-4. In favor of Montreal now. A while to get their first shot. Had to kill off two penalties. Flyers did, and then jamming in at the net again. Price kept that out. He just covered everything against the post. Too many players in that close. Only to get a stick down. Work for the Montreal Canadiens comes on. Up to center and dumps it in. That was to be changed for the Canadiens, and they move quickly to make the changes. The Flyers come on and get organized to center. They want to change too now, so just dump it in. Eller backed it up deep in the Montreal zone. Got the return pass. Got Chenyuk with him, and he took off. Eller was stopped trying to go over the line by Hartnell. And he dropped it back. 7:40 to play in the period. Philadelphia Flyers. Up the center, Giroux. In over the line, the play comes to Hartnell. No shot from him. And he does have a good shot, but the left did not do that time. Head ahead and down the ice by Gallagher. Shot after that, too. It's okay, though. Russ was right there with him.
Over the summer, Matt Reed inked a nice $14.5 million deal, and he's been a strong, versatile player for the Philadelphia Flyers. This is what he does best. He gets in on the forecheck hard. He's got a decent set of hands. He tried to sneak himself out and find Carey Price on the short side. Good job by Thomas Plekanec to come down and kind of cut him off.
Sean Couturier at center for Philadelphia. Against Eller, and the puck rolls loose. Neither centerman could play it. Dumped out to center ice by Galchenyuk at the end of a shift, and he turned right there and headed off to the bench. 1-0 Canadiens lead. Shots are 6-5 Montreal. Voracek shot it in for the Flyers and got it back to the line as he swept around the net. Price had to be good. And a good save again. Puck loose was grabbed by Crust. Dumped it away. Another penalty coming to Philadelphia. Delayed call coming on it. Right here, they'll stop the play. So the Flyers will be shorthanded again, and the Canadiens lead 1-0. A hooking call has been made. Guilty party hasn't been spotted yet. We'll be back. We'll get him. Okay, Andy, and here Couturier is in the penalty box for the Philadelphia Flyers. Canadians lead 1-0. It was a hooking call that got him in there.
Offensive zone hooking call too, Bob. Coaches hate those penalties in the offensive zone when you reach in and you hook somebody and you're not moving your feet. And to make matters worse, Couturier is one of Philadelphia's better penalty killers. And he will be sitting this one out as you see the hook on Bouillon.
Frustration often. What happens to these players? Now another penalty is being called, and this is going to even it up. The Canadians penalized.
Briere's not happy. He actually let go of his stick in the process. As off the face-off, all the players converge, because that's what happens when you're on the power play. As soon as that puck hits the ice, you want your wingers coming in. You want control of that puck in the offensive zone. So there, Briere takes the draw, and he just gets his arm and stick inside of Giroux, and that's going to even things up right here as Briere will go to the penalty box. And I think Giroux kind of sold it a bit too as he shrugged his shoulders and went down immediately. And you feel the weight of the player inside you, and that'll create some 4-on-4 action here in this hockey game with 6:34 remaining. So it'll open up a bit of ice, Bob.
Well, we've got the 4-on-4 for the first time in the hockey game. 6:34 remaining. First period. The face-off is to the right of Carey Price. Cavalier a little anxious. Going to be thrown out because of it. Reed is going to come on to take it from Philadelphia. Eller for the Canadians wins it cleanly. And the Canadians, 4 of them take off. Good play by Galchenyuk. Shot is deflected, went way wide of the net. Reed let it float away a little bit, and then picked it up. Got it out to center ice. The pass got in front, and turning around is LeCavalier. Crowd on him every time he touches the puck. They wanted him here in Montreal one time and didn't get him. Now they're on him. Diaz sweeps it away from the goal area. Markov stepped up a little bit and left it for Galchenyuk. He decides to circle a bit. Hands it off. Looked like he might go himself. He's headed to the bench now to change. 1 minute left. And the Flyers penalty. 48 in the box for the Canadians. Has a minute 9. There's Danny Briere. So they're 4-on-4 as we come on again to center ice. The Canadians move it. In on that wing is Bourque, looking sharp. Shot though is wide of the net. He comes after the rebound off the glass. Nearly did get a chance to set it up. Georges was way back at center ice, and now gives it to Subban a second time. Down on the swing to Bourque. Made a move. Did it work? Not quite. Took a check from behind and got rid of the puck in deep. Grossman hit his man over there. Here's Georges. Chance here with a shot that's stopped by Emery. Then he covers up with 5:01 left in the first period. It is 1-0. The Canadians are leading. Welcome back to Montreal. The Canadians lead 1-0. Who'll stay and who'll go? Find out on the first elimination episode of Battle of the Blades. Tomorrow at 8 on CBC TV.
Well, rule of thumb on the 4-on-4 is you got to be man-on-man in the zone, and Vincent LeCavalier loses himself behind the net. Markov doesn't pick him up, and by the time he finds him, he's right in front of his net. Nice little tip and a good save by Carey Price.
1-0 Canadians lead. The first goal of the season by Gianna at 8:10 of this opening period. Turning back, Streit trying to play the puck ahead. Philadelphia having a tough time to get organized back there. Mazzaros starts from the corner, fooling his check. Got the puck ahead. And as far as center ice, the Flyers give it up right there. The Canadians shoot it away, and it went right through the open gate at the penalty box as Couturier was coming up.
You could fire 100 pucks and never be able to do that. And as the timing of it, and again, just poor timing. As Streit turned the puck over as he was skating up the ice, the puck got played and the penalty box opened, and as it went through the box, and I'm not sure if this will help the play or not because it's inside the box, but it's going to shatter the glass, and it's a good thing for the fans on the inside. Right there you see Streit lose it. Georges rips it, and as he comes through the box, goes right through the door. And good thing it didn't hit Couturier right in the face as he was stepping out, because I don't know if he was paying attention to where the puck was coming from. So if there's some glass on the ice, we'll have to pick that up, and they'll have to clean the penalty box out. But lucky for the fans, that glass exists there, Bob.
Take your game to the next level with Hockey Night Second Screen. Interact and compete for cash prizes. Be a part of our broadcast. Engage with us at cbcsports.ca/second screen.
One guy who had a great game, Bob, in the first game was Lars Eller. I mean, and he's a guy that had a severe injury last year in the playoffs on the Eric Greibe hit, and I think there was a lot of people that were talking about whether or not, how he would play, how he would react to coming back. And in the tryout, in the training camp, they were a bit concerned with him engaging in the game again like he was as he was playing so well last year. But boy, he brought it in game one, and he showed some of the speed and engagement of the game that he did. He's come a long way. And boy, oh boy, he's been a real force on that third line. He's given them that third line option now, and he builds a lot of speed with Galchenyuk, and Gallagher brings them some little bit of grit and sandpaper on that line, and that line was the big reason why they were in that game versus Toronto.
Carries the puck so beautifully, Gary. He's a great stick handler. He can fake an opponent out of his skates, no doubt about it. And he handles it so beautifully.
When they brought him here, Jacques Martin wanted to help him learn to play the game defensively first. They knew the kid had a ton of skill, but could he learn the defensive part of the game? And once he learned that, then he would become a real, full entire player. And I think he's done that. He understands the game defensively, and boy, he's brought in some offense. Can he be consistent? Can he produce consistently? That's the question.
So Philadelphia again setting up on a power play with Briere still in the penalty box, and be out in about 8 seconds from now. Coburn sets it up at the blue line. Not handled cleanly over there. The Canadians a chance to take over. Hartnell missed it. Subban was bumped. On him was Schenn. And again, Subban falling. Got a shot away on the boards. It's down the ice. Penalty was over, so that's going to be called back on the icing.
Only 2 coaches in Flyer history, Shiro and Keenan, have more coach games than Peter Laviolette as he comes into this season. And of course, they didn't make the playoffs last year, only the second time they have failed to make the playoffs in 18 seasons. So certainly a little pressure on him and the Philadelphia Flyers to get themselves back to the dance. And one of the big positives is they're healthy on their blue line, which they weren't at all last year.
1-0 Montreal. 4:21 left in the period. Shots are even. Just 6 apiece. So the goalies are having a kind of a quiet night so far.
We're having some problems with this faceoff. Linesman's getting fed up with both of them, Plekanec and Lecavalier. And Lecavalier had an issue with Plekanec, and now he's going to get tossed out.
That is Plekanec. Lecavalier stays right there. Will he win it? Yes, he will. Resulting in the shot comes and it went into the net, but the whistle is gone. There'll be no goal here. But it's funny, when they throw them out, I don't know if anybody is ready, but Lecavalier won it so cleanly, back to the line, and a great shot went through.
This is a big part of getting Vincent Lecavalier, winning these faceoffs. Last year, Claude Giroux had to take over 40% of their draws. This puck is never in possession, but what happens is the referee is to the left of Carey Price. So once he loses sight of the puck, he thinks Price has it in his armpit. Okay, so he blows it down because he doesn't want this rough and tumble shot at the net, but he doesn't see the puck has come loose. Tough break for the Flyers.
Yes, it is. Because they're saying, well, wait a second. Not so fast with the whistle. There's no goal. It's still 1-0 Montreal. And we're down to 4:10 left to play in the period. Philadelphia trying to get organized again for another goal at Carey Price. That long dump in from the corner comes all the way around the boards to Simmons. Got it back near the blue line. That's about it. The Canadians cover and get it out to center ice. Gallagher just missed it. He might have had a chance to go himself. Gallagher was with him. Myers dump it in. Price takes a look one way, goes the other. Diaz scooped it ahead. It did get out, but barely. They're all trying to take advantage. Grossman nailed his man. Gallagher is taking a few bumps in the early going of this one. Here's Price. Backhand try that was by Price. Intercepting a pass in there. Nearly made it 2-0, but he was stopped.
Grossman decides to stand up with the blue line, and when he does that, he creates a little bit of a problem right here. He stands up to get the lick on Gallagher, but in comes Eller. He picks it up, and he spots Brandon Press coming off the bench, and he walks right down and gets onto his backhand, and he gets it to the net. I'm not sure if he's trying to look across, thinking he may be able to center it, but the last minute, he realized he couldn't get it to Gallagher. Good save by Emery.
3:20 left in the period. That shot was wide of the net. Wasn't hard either. Floated in there. Grossman played it hard on the boards and got out to center ice where Tinordi was waiting. Tinordi and Bouillon. Again, Tinordi starts from this left side. Right through the middle for White. Off his stick and in over that line, but Grossman no problem to set it up for the Flyers, and here he comes himself. Down in the wing, the pass in behind. Voracek did pick it up and get it in deep. Courier went up there to help. Got loose by Talbot. Got it back, but too far. It's out and down the ice. Coburn back. That's the return from Timonen. Comes on. Threw it through the middle. Didn't hit anybody, I don't think. Nope, it did not. The play goes right on. Price moved it anyway, and the Canadians get the center ice. Brière's coming on with a little bit of speed. Right in this Desharnais, and he missed. It's centered again, and Emery stopped that pass out. Action opened up for a bit on that rush. PK Subban put it high to center ice, and Coburn read that. Didn't move it very far, though. It is dumped in. Ronaldo just missed it near the blue line for the Flyers. Allowing Moan to set it up. Desharnais again. Tried to pass it in. Stopped it at the blue line. Been an offside had he not grabbed it quickly like he did. Turned it back. Now the long pass up here for Bourque. Tries to get away. Knows he can't, so he fed it on the boards in there for the Canadians. He can set anything up on that long play. The Cats lost it. Gianna stays up on the forecheck. Cats on the other side. And he took a swing at the puck and it bounced away from him, but Bourque brought it in. The Cats with him. He's in there on the right side. Shot is wide, though. He was on a bad angle. Set up for Diaz. That low shot. Not hard and wide of the net anyway. Ends up over the glass in there, hitting the netting with 1:13 left in the period, Gary.
And you're a hard forechecking team. The one thing that can stop that is a goaltender that plays the puck well. Carey Price has read the forecheck extremely well. This causes such a quick transition, and then Brière is going to find Desharnais going to the net. And the Flyers guilty of falling asleep a little bit, going back into their end. Ray Emery went 17-1 last year, but he was a lot more insulated on the back end of the Blackhawks as he is with the Flyers right now. A lot of broken chances going to the net.
Canadians have always talked about speed on their team. And they're going that way this season. Showing a little burst of speed right there was Brière. The other line is back on. Galchenyuk and Gallagher. Two youngsters on the wings. Lars Eller. They're on the puck on the forecheck. Galchenyuk knocked it loose and comes after it. Centered it. Knocked away by Emery. Not out though. Second chance went in wide of the net. We're in the final minute of the first period in Montreal. 1-0. The Canadians are ahead. Shots are 9-7 in favor of Montreal. Simmons was stopped in the forecheck near center. Gallagher, good work. Got it in there, but lost it to Reed. He played it back and finally brought on by Mazeros. Stopped near center, so it's dumped ahead. And Subban wants to find some room. It looks like he's got some speed going. It's Subban coming all the way with this. Drops it to Moan. Shot is on. Rebound, nothing. Emery diving down on the puck with Subban coming after him.
Recognizing what's going on the ice is very important. PK Subban recognizes the full line change for the Flyers. He looks up, he sees it right there. The ice opens up. Take your ice. Great speed. He gets to a point where he realizes he's not going any farther. Good support by Moan to dish it off to him. And if you got no play, late in the period, put it on the net. 200 feet from yours.
Frost is taking over at center now for the Canadians. Try and win this face-off. White has to come in as he's thrown out. White didn't play in the first game. For his first of the season, knocked the puck loose on the draw. But it's sent out to center ice. 18 seconds remaining in the period, plus one more time. Backhands it in too far for White. Flyers get the puck out. 10 seconds left on this last rush for Philadelphia, maybe. And the offside at the blue line, and we're down to only 5.6 seconds on the clock. And the shots are Montreal 10, Philadelphia 7. That might not change. Only a few seconds left.
Well, there's been a lot of breaks. I mean, there's been some good quality scoring chances, but failure to finish on a few of them. Montreal's broken in on Emery a few times, and I'm sure Peter Laviolette's going to address all that after the first period, tightening up a little bit from the red line back to their net. Too many open players.
And there's the probable last face-off of the period. Was one more shot. Was that wide of the net? Yes, it was. Gianda, the only goal of the period for the Montreal Canadiens. Had 8 minutes and 10 seconds in. Bourque and Plekanec got the assists on the first goal of the season for the captain. Don Cherry is standing by in the coach's corner with Ron MacLean. So watch out for Grapes. Coming right up. Canadiens lead in Montreal by a score of 1-0. Welcome back to the Bell Center in Montreal. 1-0, the Canadiens are leading. Philadelphia Flyers on the goal in that first period by Gianda, Bourque, and Plekanec on the assists. Canadiens out shooting Philadelphia 10-7. So the second period underway with Philadelphia trying to get going through center ice. Reed missed that chance. Canadiens had to back off. Galchenyuk waited for Gallagher to backhand it in. He did. Galchenyuk in there to give chase, but the Flyers get the puck out to center. No flow to that, though. Canadiens just hang on. Set up again if they can. Starting from their own zone with a long pass. Missed Eller. And that's going to be called back. Cassie.
Bob, I spoke to assistant coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, Craig Berube. He said simply they took too many penalties. For example, Jakub Voracek only had 4 minutes and 40 seconds of ice time in that first period. On Vinny Lecavalier, he thinks he's been great tonight. Very, very competitive. But what's hurting the Flyers overall is simply no flow with their four lines. Bob?
All right. Quite accurate, too.
Well, we talked about that in intermission, Bob, that the Philadelphia Flyers had a great start, but the penalties they took just killed their momentum.
So Cassie, let's see what happens here in the second. Let's see if they open up a bit. From the blue line. Those shots easily picked off. That one hit the boards and came back out in a hurry. Flyers stay in there, though. Oh, good chance right there. Was dropped in front of Price. He tried to catch it, missed it. Penalty coming to Montreal. Right now.
That puck just had all the wrong bounces on it. It was like a rubber puck that was bouncing around. It went off a number of players. I don't know if it ever touched the stick. It went off legs. It went off arms. It went off skates.
Diaz is going, Gary.
Eventually, Diaz is going to take a penalty, but this thing gets whacked around. Everyone's taking a whack at it. Right there in front, you're going to see the penalty to Diaz, and he knocks down Bartnell in front of the net, and the Flyers will get a chance to go on a power play and see if they can't get themselves going here again. It was just a puck that never seemed to settle at all through the whole shift.
So Giroux hopes to start it off by winning a faceoff. He's down to the two, but it got back quickly to the blue line, and Timonen wasn't quite ready. Now Giroux takes the pass, circles it back. Philadelphia power play coming out through center ice. Voracek slipped it over the line and left it right there and got it handed back to him. Centering pass wasn't good. Came back to the boards. So they have to spread out again. Long screen shot doesn't reach the goal. Giroux poked it ahead a bit. Plekanec waits and then fed it back down the ice through the hole. Timonen coming on for Philadelphia. Slowed at the blue line, though. That won't help. Gives Georges a chance to go back and play it, but they're going to call it anyway. If it got in deep, Philadelphia didn't think so, but I don't think an argument is going to be won here.
It's an icing call, and it's the new hybrid icing. And of course, when the puck gets dumped in and it's icing, it's the defensive player getting to the dot, and if the linesman thinks he gets there ahead of him, which he thought Georges did, the Flyers believed that Simmons was on the play close enough that it should have been negated, but nonetheless, they blew it down as an icing call, and I think they're going to face it off at center ice, realizing this might have been an error.
That's a good idea, too.
And I agree with it. I think Simmons was in play on that particular one, and the linesmen are getting used to this, too. It's not going to be easy for them, especially the ones that are rimmed around the wall. And as it comes around, there's angles involved, and players are coming in at different angles. It's a tough call for the linesmen, and good on them to put this at center ice.
But the players voted on it, and they said, okay, we're going to take it.
I like it, but it is going to take a bit of growing pains, and the linesmen are going to have to get used to it, and everyone's going to have a bit of patience with it.
It is right on the linesman for sure. The Graves was pointing out the other day, wait till the playoffs come. The pressure is mounting every game and every shift. These icings can be sometimes disastrous. Let's hope not. Georges will feed it away and down the ice again. Canadians doing fine on this power play. Kill. 50 seconds left in the penalty to the Montreal Canadiens. Philadelphia can't get it going. Strike dropped it back. Now they line up and go to center. It'll be shot in okay by Mazzaros, but right to Price. He tries to clear it himself, and it's knocked down the ice. Right to the goalie, Ray Emery. 30 seconds left to kill. Not a shot on goal yet by the Philadelphia Flyers. Montreal in control, but it's only a 1-0 game. 15 seconds left in the penalty. He is in the box, ready to come on. Voracek gets the line and comes in hard. Nearly got a chance for a shot. Stopped just in time. Penalty is over. Here comes Tenorti. And now on this side, Eller shoots. Hit a leg and went wide of the net. Gallagher went after the rebound. Flyers get a hold of it. Don't get it out. Pass Gallagher. Shooting off the heel of his stick. Got a good shot away. He's always on the puck, this young man. Gallagher in there forechecking again. Cavalier missed it. Got by him and did get out. Voracek just content to dump it in. Georges to the far side. Flips the puck ahead on the boards. Canadians don't move it in a hurry to get it out. Philadelphia Flyers stealing it. Back in front, Price down.
Not a very good looking power play for the Philadelphia Flyers, and they rely on their power play quite a bit because they just don't score enough even strength goals. Matter of fact, I don't think they've scored an even strength goal in the 4 periods they played so far, and you'll see a scramble in front of the net and just get the puck to the net. Talbot lays it in there, and again, good block by Bouillon, but it creates a loose puck. The Flyers try to converge on it around Carey Price. Boy, oh boy, good job by him to squeeze it in there. The Flyers in trying to get back to the promised land, get into the playoffs. They've added some cup presence. Last year, of course, Maxim Talbot, who won the cup in Pittsburgh, and then, of course, Ray Emery last year in Chicago. Hal Gill and LeCavalier, another couple of cup winners. You can never get enough cup experience on your hockey team.
And Ronnie Hextall is back in Philadelphia. Long shot for Price. Solid tonight. At the blue line, Coburn. Nobody open, so he just shoved it in there deep. Flyers hope to pick it up on the forechecking. Good play, too, by Ronaldo to get there first. And now Ronaldo over in front of the net, had to leave that spot and go after it. Played back of the Canadiens' goal. Markov got it away for Briere. Taken out of the play. Hard check on a Desharnais, knocked down. Teaming in all over him. And the Flyers come back to pick it up in the zone as Coburn. Teaming in. And he nearly got caught by Prost, who came back after him. Just saw him in the nick of time and did get out of the way. Prost was coming in.
Tons of speed on Montreal, and we see this transition game they have, but it's also really comes in handy on the forecheck. And anytime the puck gets into the Flyers zone, the Canadians have done a good job of putting a lot of pressure on the Philadelphia Flyers. And Craig Berube hit the nail on the head. These lines for Philadelphia have just got no rhythm going right now.
1-0 Canadians. Goal in the first. Talbot got to center. Couldn't get past Subban with the puck, so dumped it in. Knowing Subban couldn't play the body. Would have been interference right away. Rice didn't see that shot all the way from Ronaldo. It was deflected wide of the net. Ronaldo tried to chase the Canadian player coming on, but couldn't stop him. And it was dumped out and down the ice by White. Bourneval looking good coming out of his own zone that time and getting the puck out and down the ice.
The pass was just behind White, and he couldn't get it out of his feet. And the Montreal Canadiens lines are scrambling a bit as Lars Eller has left the bench, and not sure if it's an equipment problem or an injury. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, Vincent Lecavalier skated off under his own steam, so probably an equipment issue there as well. So we'll look to see when those two guys get back on the bench. So there might be a little line shuffling going on for both coaches.
Five-minute mark approaching in the second period. Canadians dumping in. Luke Schenn to play it first. Over on the side. Schenn missed it. Buchanan's quick shot hit a stick. Got wide of the net because of that. And the Flyers get a hold of the puck and get it out. Rosehill brought it down the ice as far as center. Dumped it in for Simmons. Simmons lost his chance as he was checked immediately by Markov, who backhanded a pass neatly down that left side. Canadians on the move, centering pass right in front was Buchanan. But it was deflected away from him, so no play developed. Flyers get the puck in over the line again. Rosehill took a hit going in. He and Subban had words, and the Canadians turned it back. Crowd thought a penalty was coming, but nothing doing. Few words though. It's kind of getting nasty down there, you feel?
Well, you look at Ronaldo came out the last shift, threw a couple of hits, and now Rosehill comes out, and I think they're just trying to create some energy for the Philadelphia Flyers, who look like they don't have any. And if you're going to pick a target, why not pick the guy who plays a lot of minutes for the Montreal Canadiens? As we see Vincent Lecavalier come back across the ice and get back onto the Flyer bench. So it looks like it's probably an equipment issue. As he turns here, he looks like he loses a bit of an edge. And if you've ever skated before, you know you lose your edges. It's kind of crazy out there without him.
Voracek moved up with Giroux again on the Philadelphia line, and Hartnell, the third man, knocked the puck in over the blue line and went over there to try and pick it up on the boards. Didn't, but it got to the blue line, and Price saw that shot somehow through the crowd and got the blocker out. Race for it. Desharnais is fast, but a good play by Giroux, falling, knowing he was not going to catch the Canadian player and knock the puck away.
We got a penalty here as well, and on the Grossman throwback.
It's still 1-0 Montreal. Well, you're looking at the penalized player, Nicholas Grossman. They're calling it tripping.
Well, it's more of a hold. He dumps this back to Giroux, and he really didn't look, and then he reaches out and grabs Brière's arm and pulls him down, so it's more of a hold than a trip, and this created this turnover, and Desharnais kicked in the afterburners. It was a great second effort by Giroux to chip that away.
0 for 3 in the power play. The Canadians in the game. Subban setting it up for Galchenyuk. Looking, but that's a bad angle for him. Better angle now. Cuts to the net. No shot yet. Subban from the blue line. The shot. Knocked down in front of the net. The scramble. Everybody is there trying to keep it out. Referee is watching the play. Now he calls it.
Emery is absolutely miffed right now at the referee. You look at the shot that went to the net earlier on Carey Price, and they blew the whistle at a split second when he had it, and it resulted in a non-goal for Philadelphia. And here's a pretty good shot from Subban. Look at the depth screening here. He's even got his own defenseman in front of him. He doesn't have this puck, similar to Price, he didn't have it. And then the scramble is on, and when he gets himself over it, he's wondering why the whistle didn't blow, but that was definitely a loose puck. You'll see it come right through the pads, and remember, 5 inches are taken off the top of those pads. And that creates a lot more loose pucks that are hitting the 5-hole.
Here's a big face-off now. Desharnais for the Canadians. Can't win it. The Flyers will clear it. All the way down the ice, too. All right, Montreal leading 1-0. The way this game is going, 2-goal lead would be huge. Gallagher, stick handled all the way and then had the stick lifted. Rebound right there. And Galchenyuk was tied up and couldn't get a shot. Kept in at the blue line high, too high. It's over the glass, stopping the play. They're going to bring the face-off back out. Likely, we'll wait and see, but likely outside the line.
You look back on the game in Toronto where Van Riemsdyk found the 5-hole on the pass across on Carey Price. It was one of the goals down low here. And again, I talked about the 5 inches that the league has taken off the top of the pads. And, you know, when you look at this goal here, this is the one I think Carey Price would have wished he had back, but couldn't make the save on it. And that's what really turned the tide for Toronto.
Well, now they brought the face-off inside the line. And it went over the boards at the Canadiens bench. So finally, it's outside the blue line where they'll drop it for this next play. 13:02 left in the second. 1:08 left in the Flyers penalty. Grossman is in there for tripping. 10-9 of the shots in the game. Montreal. Subban. Stopped and fell. Work went on. McKinnon pedaled around the net. Back to the line on the other side. Finally, Subban is on this side. Will they get it back to him? Yes. And here he is setting it up. He and Markov. Subban shot. Wicked one. Big rebound. And wide open was McKinnon's, but it hopped over his stick. Markov made a good move at the blue line. Played it over. Subban again. Another hard shot. That was blocked and comes out to center ice. Couldn't want to block that one. Flyers, though, stopping everything so far on this power play by the Canadiens.
Here we go again. This is the tough thing about the hybrid icing. If it's not an automatic icing and it's a hybrid icing, any puck that gets rimmed around the wall, the angles of the players coming in, and Gionta feels like this is a puck he can have. And here's the puck coming around. Gionta's going to be coming in on the angle, so he definitely would get to that puck first. But because Mazzaros on the inside angle gets to the dot first, the linesman makes the call. And this is going to be the frustrating thing. The straight down icing is not the problem. That's the easy one to pick up. It's the one that's coming around the wall, and that's the one that will confuse some of the players. Here's a good rip by Subban, too. Good one-timer, and great job here by Emery to spot it through the crowd and make the save.
So the face-off again is out at center ice. And the Flyers win it, so likely they'll send it down the ice, and there it is. Bounces in front of Price. He had to be very careful. 23 seconds left in the penalty. Philadelphia's Grossman is in the penalty box. Canadiens lead 1-0. Gallagher tipped it in. Gallagher went after it. Here comes Bouillon from the blue line. Dropped it back, and Galchenyuk takes it. Headed ahead. Stays open back there. Gallagher wrap around. Loose puck. Good save by Emery with a pad down. Penalty is over. Philadelphia at full strength again. And they can't clear it. It's Eller with the puck back there. Eller looks around. He sees the man open at the blue line. Probably back there. And there it goes. At the line. Canadiens Eller. Shot wide. And a high one. Hard one too. But wide of the net. Penalty coming up in front of the goal.
Interference on the goaltender is going to be the call here as Gallagher is going to make his way towards the penalty box, and some real good rips from the backside. Eller just let one go. We saw Subban earlier. His missed the net. And Tiemanen's was in front of the net here, and you watch here as Gallagher is going to work his way right in and just push right over Ray Emery, and you got to avoid the goalie at all costs, and he will go to the box right there as Emery falls back into his net. The nets, of course, are 4 inches shallower, right? So the players get a little more room behind the net. And because they're shallower, it's a little easier to come around and wrap it as well. We saw a few in the preseason and a few in the regular season where those players, and they're so quick now coming around the back of the net that they can cut the net a lot tighter. They can come around the far side. Goalies have got to be a lot more sharper on those wraparounds.
So many whistles in the second period. It's moving along at a snail's pace. 11:33 remaining. Seems like we've been here almost an entire period running time of the game, but not so. The shots are only 12-10. Montreal. Emery is getting a penalty all right for diving.
Yeah, they're gonna give a penalty. Hall's gonna serve this, and they're claiming that Emery embellished the shove by Gallagher, and so this will negate that, and we'll have a little 4-on-4 action.
Again, a 4-on-4 setup in the hockey game. We've had it earlier. See if this will speed things up. Subban along the boards, checked, got loose. Hard pass to handle that one. Out to Subban, stopped it before it got outside the line, and in deep it goes. Strike, pumped at it, made contact. Simmons took off, threw it down there, over the line they go. Cavalier trying to get loose in the corner. 2 Canadiens are on him. as he can be. Philadelphia Flyers 4-on-4 hockey. Loose puck at the side of the net. Price is down. I'm not sure if he saw it. He's on the other side, and Simmons is doing great work back there for the Flyers. Got it out to the blue line. A chance here. That shot is blocked by Price. He had the bead on it, coming in, and had the angle. Made the save and held on.
Great job by Josh Georges to box out Vincent Lecavalier on that shot by Mark Streit. Big Wayne Simmons, the one thing he does great when he gets around the net, he's a big body to contain. He gets in front of the net, he's trying to create some havoc. On the loose puck, he tries to backhand it back in front. Then he tries to throw it in front, and he just keeps control of the puck and keeping it in play. And eventually, he's going to feed Mark Streit right here. And watch the job by Josh Georges. He recognizes right away the shot's coming, boxes out.
On the face-off, Flyers again getting one up to the net. Price was ready. Kent threw it behind the goal. Bouillon will play it and come on for Montreal. To center. Candace didn't see it right away. Then he nearly got a break. Finally picked it up and took a shot in that was way wide of the net. Drew back out for Philadelphia. Shot it right to Markov, and he cleared it to center. Canadians, two of them are coming in. Nice drop play by Plekanec. Gianna's shot off the glove of Emery up high on the glass. And the Flyers are going to clear it. Grossman steps up to help. Got up over the Montreal line and couldn't get a shot to go through. Buchanan stopped him. Halfway mark of the second period. Just hit it. Still 1-0. That's all. Montreal leading and coming on. Buchanan's shot stopped at the right pad of Emery. Flyers look after the rebound and clear it to center. Cardinal has a chance. And off the glove of Price with that shot to the far side on a bid for a goal by Hartnell. Subban ahead with the puck right away. Bourque taking off. Bourque, great skater, got it up to Weller. Weller stops, made a dandy move to get it back to Subban. Subban's shot. That's deflected wide. It bounces down the ice. Nobody sees it. It went out of play, I think, and finally the referees decide it's not in view. Call the play, and they do that. Brave new season of Rick Mercer Report begins. Watch the premiere Tuesday at 8 p.m. on CBC television.
Scotty Hartnell tries to come in and get a good lick on Lars Eller in the corner. He likes to play a physical game and takes himself out of position to make this hit. Good job by Eller. As he takes the hit, he draws two people and he gets back to the point, and that forces Hartnell to have to come screaming out and dive to try to block this shot.
Montreal 1, Philadelphia no score. Shots are even. We're halfway through, just over halfway through the second period, and the shots are only 13 apiece.
Montreal's done a really good job of keeping the Flyers off rhythm. As you look at the bloody lip of Lars Eller, and got a little rubbed out by Hartnell there, but Montreal's done a good job of keeping the Flyers. Just they cannot get any rhythm going with their four lines, and that's exactly the way they like it.
That is Shen on the puck first, and they didn't move it too far at all. Canadians circle the net. Right through the crease, right to White. Turned and fired, missed the goal. Porteval, his first game, got it back. Bouillon shot, stopped. Rebound was right there in front of the net. Grossman will take over for Philadelphia. They get it to the line. Nice play by Tenorti to stop it and keep it in, but couldn't do it all. And it's down the ice. Bouillon takes it. Back up a little bit. Now Tenorti, who got back to catch up. Tipped into the zone okay by Bourneval. And the Philadelphia Flyers see the Canadians changing, so they slow the pace and get ready to line up as they made a change or two themselves. Chen, rink-wide pass. That hopped away, all the way down the ice. Shin to Shin, and nothing worked. 8:24 left in the period. Bourque will chase it near center. It's just dumped into that Montreal line, and it looks like both teams are satisfied to play it that way. But maybe now Gianna will open it up, and he'll go on. Gianna put on the brakes, tried to center it at the side of the net. Bourque back there was checked. And the Flyers teaming in, hooked it up on the glass, didn't get very far with it. Simmons for the Flyers. Got the puck out the center, and it's brought on by Reed. Slap shot is wide of the net. Montreal have three skating. Gianna plays it up over the line himself, but he was behind everybody. Eller ahead of him on this side, way offside.
Both teams struggling to get through the neutral zone and with any kind of attack in the second period. Montreal got a bit looser in the first, but Philadelphia's done a better job of tightening that up here in the second period. But there just has not been a lot of action. And any pucks that have gone to the front of the net, there just seems to be nobody there to pick up the loose pucks and bury them into the back of the net. Goaltender has done a pretty good job so far.
Eller, Gallagher, Galchenyuk for the Canadians. That one over the glass into the crowd. Hartnell back on there again with Giroux and Schenn.
Well, they finally...
Sorry, Gary, make that a change. Now Schenn is off that line. Voracek back on.
I was just going to say, they made a little change here to try to get Voracek some more ice time. Here's a guy with a breakthrough year last year. He hasn't played a lot here tonight.
He's on there now, but Eller steals it, took a shot. Hit a skate, went wide of the net. Playing to the far side. Flyers, Voracek on the puck. Turns to skate himself. Dandy play, but just missed his man, Giroux, way up there near the Montreal blue line. Eller, one man back. Has to put on the brakes. It was stopped anyway by Strike, and he cleared it to center again. Diaz will drive it back in for Canadians. Up comes Prost. He let it roll back. Long shot. Rebound right there. Gallagher missed it. Flyers get it ahead. Hartnell steps to center and up over the Montreal line. Drops it back and heads for the net. There's the shot. It's deflected all right, but up high over the net. Hartnell lost his stick. Couldn't stop his man. And down the ice for the Canadians again. Briere looks. Drops it back. The pass went on the skate of Desharnais, and he couldn't pick it up to his stick. Again behind the net, Briere. Trying to set it up. Back out front. That's intercepted. Voracek again back there against Briere. And he wins that little battle to Grossman. Here on this side is Rosehill coming on for Philadelphia down the ice. It'll go by the net through the blue ice. Calling that one back anyway.
Sloppy play. Play passes are just not on the stick. In the skates, no one can get a finish. And we were talking about Jacob Voracek and what a career year he had last year. He led them in a lot of the categories. And game one started. He was on the third line. He came out of camp with a bit of a back injury of some sort. And I thought we'd see him tonight more on the top two lines, and you didn't see him much in the first period, and they're trying to get him some more ice here in the second, but 8 minutes of ice time for Jacob Voracek is just not enough ice time. They need to get him going. He's an integral part of their offense, and they do not create a lot of even strength offense, and we're already here coming towards the end of the second period, and the Flyers have failed to score one even strength goal.
They've outshot the Canadians, Gary, 6-5.
And it's about getting your lines together and finding the right chemistry. And for the Flyers, it just seems to me like there's not enough chemistry on their lines, and they're going to have to figure that out because they do got some production scoring here. They've got a lot of guys that can put up numbers, but someone's got to get them started here.
6:20 left in the second period. 1-0 it remains. The Canadians goal by the captain, Gionta, from Bourque up the Canucks at 8:10 of the first. Ryan White, Pacioretty is scratched tonight, hand injury in game one. They tell me he's not going to be out very long, and the Canadians miss him dearly.
Well, absolutely. A big body that can skate and score like him. And another big body not in the lineup tonight. Of course, the Flyers signing Hal Gill to a one-year contract. We watched him this morning skating around. He hasn't been in the lineup for the first two games yet. Like I said earlier, a guy with some Stanley Cup background, winning it, of course, with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the referees have gone over to the timekeeper's box, and they've pulled the Brooks to be the game sheet out, and they're coming over to the Philadelphia Flyers, and they're questioning. It has to be a lineup of some sort. It would have to be something's wrong with the lineup card, or
Brian Pochmara, the referee, talking to the coach.
It would seem odd that this late in the game that it would be a lineup error. So I'm not really 100% sure what this could be. We'll try to figure it out and let you know as soon as possible. There's some good laughs over it anyway.
Nothing has been done about it, so everything seems to be in order. 6:20 left in the second. We know that to be true. 1-0 Canadians, and that is right on. Georges played it ahead. Swept away to center ice, and the Canadians attack right away with a good play. But George has made that nice play back there, and Mikhail Bourneval playing his first game. Gary looked pretty sharp picking up that pass and getting a decent shot.
He's got good speed. Yep. They like his hockey IQ. They think he's going to develop into a real good solid centerman here. And you know what? Watching him so far tonight, he's kept his game fairly simple. He's not trying to do too much. He's keeping his shift short. He's moving the puck. He's driving to the net. All the things you want to see from a good young player.
21 years old, 5'11". And looks to me like he's going to be okay.
The Canadians certainly like his skating, and they're not a very big team. They're more on the small forward side, but they do transition, as we said, well, and he fits right into that.
Canadians trying to forecheck with Briere in on the corner. Got it out too. Subban took the shot that missed the goal. Other side. Kept up there by Georges. Briere can't knock that down. Would have been called with a stick now. Over the head of the crossbar. Cross had to come all the way back for Montreal. Now through the net at Subban. Dandy move right there. Too many moves maybe. They're just onside. Cross brought it in and then dropped it back, and that doesn't work. Flyers want to change, so it was dumped in by Ronaldo. And he headed off right away to the Philadelphia bench. Still 1-0 Canadians. Not a lot happening in the game. Flyers lose it, get it back, but was it outside the line? I think it was, but the play continues as the Canadians cleared it immediately, and the linesman decided to let it rip. And that was the right call. Diaz couldn't stop it. Markov is his partner. He did. Laid it over there for Galchenyuk. Too hot to handle. And Timonen back in his own zone, deep for the Philadelphia Flyers. Got the pass away, and away they go. Nice play down for Couturier. Took a shot off the boards, wide of the net. Talbot swept it in around the net to the other side. It was stopped out there by Mazaros. Lifted ahead a little bit, and then the high shot is nowhere near the goal. Off the glass, and Philadelphia trying to set something up in there. No room to move in there, really. They're all back there. And it was missed by Grossman and down the ice. He better hurry to get back. And Eller giving it a good bid right behind him. Philadelphia can't take advantage. Reed couldn't handle the pass. Subban getting away. Nice long pass up there was good. But Buchanan's was caught immediately by Simmons, who came back with him. There's Bourque on the puck for Montreal. Took a hit all right. Shen got loose around the net against. Oh, and that's the open side. Buchanan's trying to reach for it and just missed it by an inch or two. Still 1-0 Canadians. The Cavalier flipped the pass out and joins the rush as Simmons flipped the puck in deep. Reed went after it first. Shot it behind the goal. The Cavalier looks out front. The pass! Nothing worked. It was missed in front of the goal. And Gianna pumped it up the center ice and joins the rush. Gianna heads for the goal. Rebound is there for him. Gianna behind the net. Missed it as Simmons intercepted. Gianna again looks for it, but Bourque comes in to help. Knocked it loose. Simmons fell down, got back up, and then trying to get off. Cleared all the way down the ice. Icing the call against the Philadelphia Flyers. 3:08 left in the second period.
It has not been a pretty period for either team, I will tell you that. And nearly scored the second goal of the game for Buchanan. And again, it comes off a hit in the corner. Bourque sees Shen coming, so he puts himself tight up against the boards so Shen would bounce off him. And as soon as Shen bounced off him, he took off behind the net. He centered it out in front, and he almost got Buchanan on the back door.
Face off won by Montreal. A shot to the crowd. Crowd blocked it. Holger didn't care. White got a quick shot. Broken stick. Might have drawn a penalty. Let's see. I think so.
Slashing call.
Philadelphia going to the penalty box. The Canadians going to the power play. When we come back to Montreal. Simmons is in the penalty box for slashing. The Canadians in the game without a power play goal. They've only had one goal. That was even strength. 0-4-4.
Well, a feed to White. White was just getting ready to unload it. Simmons came in from the backside and tried to run his stick over the top of White's, and it just snapped, shattered right there.
Subban and Markov. Subban with the puck. Coming on, drops it back. Briere takes off, got over the line, stick handling neatly. Back to the blue line, they're checking him well. Long shot tipped in front of the goal. Bodies fly in there. Bourque had a good chance. Just tipped it, it got to the corner and the crowd trying to find that little puck. Bourque knocked it loose, swept around the goal the other way by Briere. Subban from the line. Flipped it in from Briere, intercepted. And fires clear. Good play to Talbot. He got up there, he might go to the net. Decided to stop, drop it back for Timonen up with him. He lost it, and it's Montreal now organizing. Philadelphia was changing. A chance for Briere again. He wants to hang on to the puck a little bit. Maybe too long that time and lost it. Reed back up there for Flyers. Look out. Nice save by Price. Right pad down like a bullet. Stop that shot. Chin back for Philadelphia. Ian Grossman up to Reed. Reed away from Eller. And the Canadian player, Markov, lost his stick as it broke. Minute and a half left to play in the period. Canadians power play. 36 seconds left on it. Just one goal in the game. Habs own it, came in the first. And the Flyers are hanging on here. Stepping up, Galchenyuk shoots. Right to Emery. He had the line on it. I'm not sure if he saw it, Gary, with traffic in front, but he was in the right spot. No rebound.
He's a big guy and he's out in the top of his paint, so you hope there's no net to be seen as he blocks that one. Not just to save, but you don't want to give any rebounds for any loose pucks. This is the only opportunity Montreal's had on this power play. As you see Eller get cleared out of the way by Shannon. Again, failing to get into the end with any consistency, and a shot from the outside of the dot from the top of the circle is not quite the kind of power play you're hoping for. Montreal, it's been a staple for them, the power play as well. It helps them to win hockey games, and tonight just haven't got enough out of it.
Zaros, good move to get on it quickly. Got it down the ice. Giroux in. And short backhand stop by Price. Last minute of play in the second period. That's Galchenyuk shooting it in. Power play is tough. So they're even strength now for the rest of this, probably in the second period. Canadians with just one goal. The only goal in the game, scored in the first by Gionta at 8:10. Down the ice for Philadelphia. One more time, in wide of the net. Shots almost even in the second period. 9-8 Montreal. At this point, 25 seconds left. Won't count that one as a shot. Simmons will be on the puck at center and bring it on. He couldn't get in line to get a shot on goal. And Tenorti fed it to the corner. Saw the clock was down to 12. Got it to the line, and it was out. So it looks like that'll be it for this second period, with Canadians in command of the puck behind the goal net. Down to 1 second, that's it. Second period done, and the shots remain. Montreal 9, Philadelphia 8. And the only goal of the game so far, Brian Gionta from Bourque at the Canucks at 8:10 in the first period. After 2 periods, Montreal leading 1-0.
Everyone I see just walks the walk with grit and teeth, but I just stay by and I wait my time. They say you gotta toe the line. They want the water, not the wine, but when I see the signs, I'll jump on that lightning bolt.
Bob and Gary, lucky for me, on a Saturday night in between periods, I get to speak with Gerard Gallant, of course, from Prince Edward Island, and he had some great things to say to me about the game so far for the Montreal Canadiens. The first one is they're doing a much better job with F3. That means they're not giving the odd man rushes up that they were against the Leafs on Tuesday. Really likes Michael Bournival. Limited ice time, but he showed a lot of speed. And with the exception of their last power play, he really thinks their power play has been good, other than scoring, of course. It has generated some momentum for them. Bob?
Okay, Cassie, we're ready to go for the third period in Montreal, and hopefully the action will pick up, Gary. It's been slow for 40 minutes.
Well, you know what? When you got the players being responsible defensively, it's hard to get up through the ice, and both these teams really have shut down the neutral zone.
Sure have, but now Eller stick handles in there with Galchenyuk, and the shot is fired wide. Gallagher, amazing how he gets loose and creates scoring opportunities. And that time, he took the shot first, it came off the boards, and Eller, who had set it all up in the beginning, was right there to knock it home. 2-0 Montreal.
We're looking for a little bit of action, and Lars Eller gets us going with his third goal. Right off the opening faceoff, Flyers get control of the puck, exactly what you want. It gets out into the neutral zone. The Flyers' defense do not get up tight enough. They're sitting back on the top of the circle, and that allows Gallagher to enter the zone and get a pretty good rip at the net. Again, they get the blue line very easily. Eller to Gallagher, he follows the puck off the back wall, and that's a nifty little quick backhand that he catches every out of the net with. Once that puck leaves the zone, the defensemen have got to get up and close the gap. If they don't, the Canadians will kill you with the transition.
Third goal in this young season for Lars Eller. And just talking about hopefully somebody would get something going, and in 12 seconds on the third period, the Canadians do. Eller, his third from Gallagher and Galchenyuk. 12 seconds in, 2-0 Montreal.
That's a big goal. Anytime you can score in the first or last minute of a period, it does wonders for your team, and it certainly puts a damper on the opponent. You can see the Flyers D's already back, and nobody picks up Eller after the drop pass. Once he drops that puck to Gallagher, Grossman's got to pick him up, because Mazzaros has to respect Gallagher and the shooter. If he doesn't, two sloppy plays by the Flyer defense tonight has resulted in 2 goals for Montreal.
Coburn dumps this one down the ice, and he'll have to go back and line up and do it all over again, because that's icing, and they'll do it in the same spot, that big circle to the left of Brianna.
That third line for Montreal, boy, they have done the bulk of the scoring so far in these first 2 games for the Montreal Canadiens. Got a fat lip to show for it, but it's worth the goal, I'm sure.
Canadians quick start here in the third. Just what the doctor ordered for the Habs. Philadelphia now have to regroup and maybe open up a little bit. It's back in it. Goals have been scarce in the game, for sure. That's Subban on the puck. His own zone around the net with it. A hard pass to handle out there. Plus couldn't get it out, but now it comes to Desharnais, and he's up there. Desharnais coming on. But Briere couldn't get it back to him, who had gone ahead of him right to the net. Now the penalty comes.
The 2-goal lead, Gerard Gallant's not going to be happy with this, and Briere should know better. I mean, he's coming across the blue line. You've got a 2-goal lead. You've just scored. If you don't have a play, it's not the time to be cutting laterally across and turning a puck over, and that's exactly what he does. He turns this over here, and when he turns it over, he reaches into Voracek, into the arms and hands. And there's the hooking call on Voracek, and the Philadelphia Flyers, if they are going to get themselves back in this game, they start with this power play. They need it.
0 for 3 in the game, only had 2 shots on their 3 power plays. See what happens this time now. Score is 2-0 with that quick goal by Eller. His third of the season for the Canadians. Gallagher and Galchenyuk, and line mates assisted. Canadians send him back. That's Mark Strike back to pick it up first. Looking to the other side and skates himself to the blue line. Was turned back by Plekanec, and a good poke check. That kills precious time. Wants to try it again himself. Out he comes, and now deals it off to that side over there to Reed, and he was stopped in his tracks at the blue line, and that's not a problem for the Canadians to send him back.
Just no flow coming up the ice for the Flyers.
Nothing.
They normally like to get up tight to the blue and then lay it back for Giroux or Voracek to carry it, but they haven't been able to do that tonight.
Dumping it in is one thing, but White was on it first. Didn't clear it out. So chance for them to set it up. Strike shot. High, wide of the net. Coming up with Cavalier. Back to Strike. Lines up again with Cavalier. Back and forth they go with the puck. Strike goes the other side now. The Cavalier is still wide open over here, but Strike shoots it. That was blocked. Still in play as Prust blocked the first shot. Straight up to Lecavalier. Missed everybody. That's going to get out. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Briere. And the Flyers going after it. Dumped along the boards and all the way back to straight again. Lots of chances to set it up. Lecavalier, listen to the crowd on him. He gave it away. Pope losing a chance up here. Eller trying to come on. He draws a penalty. Eller trying to go in. He was hooked from behind, and there's going to be a penalty for the Canadiens in. What a chance that was. Holding is going to be the call. Eller all over the place. He's having another great game.
Vincent Lecavalier gets kind of cornered on the boards. He doesn't have a play, so he tries to manufacture one. And in doing so, the Canadiens do a great job of turning this puck over. And this is what results in the penalty. Timonen gets caught out of position. Now he's upset, and he's going to get taken down right here by Eller, who keeps fighting. And the Flyers are concentrating on Eller and pushing him around, and Gionta circles around and gets a pretty good shot on Emery.
So the Canadiens, having scored a quick goal at 12 seconds, go on the power play now here in the third period with a 2-0 lead. Grossman backs off. Galchenyuk on the puck. He had Gallagher in front too. Couldn't quite get the puck out to him. Flyers dump it away. Price out of the net to stop it. 20 seconds gone, and that Timonen penalty, so the Canadiens a chance to really open it up now. Take a commanding lead. They're ahead 2-0. And it's hard to come by a goals game. 3-0 would be almost impossible to erase. Canadiens, Subban. Shot through everybody. Rebound right there. Down as Emery made the save. Didn't quite know where it was. Then got the second one right to him.
You're used to seeing that back scratcher from PK Subban, but he's done a good job tonight of recognizing when it's not the time for it. And what he's going to do this time is just going to lay it through the traffic, make sure it gets through. It doesn't have to be hard. He receives it here. He doesn't see the lane to one-time it, so he lays it through. He knows he's got Gallagher in front. A good job by Ray Emery, not just to make the save, but make sure he shuts down the rebound by Gallagher.
Canadiens are 0 for 5 on the power play in the game. And they had just 6 shots total up to this point. A couple more right there on this, their 6th power play. They're leading 2-0. Markov, Subban, Markov missed. Subban stops it from getting out. Little pass in there close to the net. Canadiens in control. Markov ahead with it. Hazelton heads for the net. Knocked down by the goalie, Emery, and he hangs out of it.
Canadiens have generally always had a pretty good power play. It struggled a bit when Markov was injured and out of the Canadiens lineup for a period of time, but the maturation process of PK Subban, the Norris Trophy winner, and Markov getting back into the lineup, and not just getting into the lineup, but getting a lot of rep games in, it's really improved their power play. We haven't seen them score goals, but it has been in the offensive zone quite a bit.
We're back at center ice. Paul down right away, and a hand pass stops the play. The referee who was out at center ice comes in. He agrees. No, I think he's called somebody.
The linesman took
really do. He think, yeah, there's going to be a Philadelphia penalty on that face-off somehow.
The linesman took a stick right in the face. He's trying to shake it off. Well,
Talbot is going to the penalty box.
Right off this face-off, the sticks got up quickly, and you see Talbot come right in here, and looks like he's going to take him for the slash off the drop. It's really hard to tell as he falls down off the face-off. Oh, he gloves the puck. He gloves the puck with his hand. He closed it. Yeah, you're not allowed to touch it off the draw if you're the centerman.
No, you can't. Even if it comes up accidentally and hits your glove, you're gone.
Done. And he fell down and lost his balance, and it becomes a habit, right? As a centerman, when you're battling for face-offs, it's hard to stop yourself from trying to win the draw. You'll do anything to win it. And unfortunately, this is going to create a 5-on-3 and a great opportunity for the Montreal Canadiens to bury this game right here and put the stake in the heart of the Flyers here. They've got a little over 50 seconds, and they're going to get the times all right, and they're explaining it to Talbot. He's kind of saying he got it with his shoulder, but
that's one of the recent rule changes. When that puck bounces on a face-off, even if it hits the ice and comes up and accidentally hits the back of your hand, it's too late. You're gone for 2 minutes.
Well, Well, they're going to have 59 seconds. They went back to the clock here and put it from 57 to 59. So that's plenty of time for Montreal not to have to rush. And they're getting a bit of a rest here, too. The players that have been out there for the first part of it now are getting a good rest to get ready to roll here for the Flyers. You want to try to win this draw and clear it down as quickly as possible.
There's the faceoff coming up. Watch the puck now. Just keep your eyes on the puck if you can.
He takes it back with his glove.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Can't do that. 59 seconds left in the so the Flyers are in desperate shape now. You would think. However, let's see if they can hand the Canadians a little trouble with a 5-on-3 coming on. That's 4-on-3. As the Canadians get the line, now it's 5-on-3 as they line up. Subban at the blue line to the other side. Did he get it back? No, it goes deep. Markov gives it to him. The shot score! Subban, one-timer, power play goal, and it is 3-0.
Maybe not. The Flyers are saying this did not go in. They're saying it's stuck to the side of the net. I think they're right. I did not see this puck go in. I saw the red light go on, and it was certainly heading in that direction. But Ray Emery looked stunned when the red light went on, and the Flyers immediately went to the side of the net. This thing just stuck right into the side of the net. We'll have a look at it right here. We'll get a very good look at it. Oh yeah, this is not a goal. And just the reaction from Emery when the red light was on, he couldn't figure out how the heck this got through him. It's a good rip by Subban. A nice feed here. It's going to come right across from Markov, and he sets it up. And
no way.
No way. No, it's going to stay here.
Amazing. Now they're looking at the net to make sure there's not a hole because of it. And everything is being explained now to Laviolette, Philadelphia bench.
It would have been something if it would have went through the net, into the net. Now you got a puck sitting in the net, and you would have had to go back to the replay to catch it. But I can't think of the last time I saw that happen where the puck hit the net and didn't bounce off. It just stuck right in there.
Well, that's why I said it's a goal when he took the shot. Now, mind you, it was a darn hard shot, no question about that. And the red light came on, as you mentioned, Gary, right away. So we're now off with this. Here's the shot again. Watch the post.
Well, there's no doubt that it doesn't go in. It's off by a good half a foot, but it catches that white lining.
No goal.
Yeah, it's become pretty obvious. They went to pull a puck out of the net that wasn't in there. So it's
all right. So there's no goal there. It's still 2-0, and it's still a 5-on-3 for the Canadians. And the net is okay.
Well, good job by the Flyers off the initial face-off on the 5-on-3. They got the puck off the draw. They won the battle, and Grossman got it down the ice. They'll be looking to do the same thing here, as that would kill the majority of that 30 seconds before they get their first man back. It's a big face-off for Lars Eller. Now the face-off, they're going to discuss whether it comes outside or not. Because if PK Subban shot this puck and it did not touch a Flyer, it's on the back of the net, and it should come outside. Normally, if the puck stays on the net. But they're going to leave this inside.
It's quite important because there are only 3 Flyers there to try and grab this puck on the face-off. And Eller is in on the face-off with the Canadians, and he's pretty good. Let's see what happens. Eller tied up. Puck scramble. Comes to the line. Subban poked it ahead. Galchenyuk trying to get it back. Now it's flipped back to Subban. He's ready to give it to Markov, and he looks back the other way for Subban. Another shot. Blocked. Here he comes again. Right in front the pass. Score! Galchenyuk and Gallagher. Again right there. And now, for sure, it's 3-0 Montreal. Gallagher pokes this one home.
Carbon copy of the last one, Bob. Carbon copy. Markov is going to give it back to Subban. Grossman goes out, and this time he gets the block. And I'll tell you what, he felt that. He was slow getting up. Subban does a great job not to just blast it again. He sees Galchenyuk off the side of the net. He lays it down to him, and now the decision has to be made by Coburn to go down. Gallagher gets position. He's a right-hand shot with his stick on the inside, and it's nothing but a tap-in on a great little shovel pass from Galchenyuk. Great work by the Montreal Canadiens. Carbon copy of the last one. And it's 3-0.
Eller, Galchenyuk, and Gallagher. That's turning out to be a great line for the Montreal Canadiens. Subban, Galchenyuk assisting on Gallagher's goal. And that's Gallagher's second of the season. 3-0 Montreal. Power play goal this time. And 46 seconds left in the Tampa penalty. So the Canadiens, with 14:30 left to play in the third, can really blow it open now with another power play goal. They get the zone, set it up. McCann's shot deflected away by Emery. Bourque kept it in. Flyers can't clear it right away. Shot by Gionta. Back for Gionta again. He tied up by Timonen. Pins him right there. McCann's trying to knock him loose and does. It gets all the way around the boards to Diaz on the other side. Backhanded the pass in there a little bit more. Bouillon back. Diaz shot. Blocked. Bouillon looks again. He's on a bad angle. Talbot is back out of the box. Trying to go after the puck in there. McCann is there. Back to the line again. Diaz slapped it ahead. That's deflected to the corner and back of the net now. Dumped ahead by Timonen and the Flyers. They'll need the pressure and get it as far as the blue line. Bouillon just backed up in the Montreal zone. Sliced ahead again by the Canadiens. Gallagher. Up comes Eller. 3-0 Canadiens with 13 minutes and 18 seconds left to play. Gallagher coming close. Georges plays it in for him. Gallagher behind the net. Flipped off the puck. Eller gets it back to the line. Great work by this Canadiens quintet. And then the glove hand up there by Emery to hang on to it. The Canadiens are all over Philadelphia now. You never know when the tempers are going to get short in a game like this, which has been very quiet for 40 minutes and a bit here in the third. The Canadiens get 2 goals so far in this third, are ahead 3-0.
That's for sure.
That is Bourque on the puck for the Canadiens. He's tucked it in behind the net for Gionta. Comes over to help him, gets the puck too, then lost it. Hartnell is going to fire it up the center, but right to the stick of McCann. Poked it back over that Philadelphia line and got loose in there. McCann's on it, centered it, nobody here in front. Voracek was there to pick it up for Philadelphia and start him back. Carried all the way to the line. It was nearly offside, just barely not called. And now the puck to center ice and a scramble forward. Voracek tossed it over. Fired back in by Luke Schenn. Flyers after it. You know, Montreal has 8 shots in this period. Philadelphia, none. That one was blocked. This one, knocked down by the goalie. That's their first shot. And it took 7 minutes and 53 seconds to get that.
What a block by the young rookie in his first game. You heard Gerard Gallant telling Cassie he loves the way he skate and compete. Look at this going down to block this Mark Strake shot. That is a great block by the rookie. That will get your teammates on the bench loving you. Sacrificing your body like that. Great start for the young kid tonight. And the
Georges gone.
Philadelphia Flyers will get a chance to go on the power play. It's the first sustained, really, ice they've had in the Montreal end here in the first in a long, long while. And it results in a penalty to Josh Georges.
So Philadelphia, with a goal here, could get some life. And as they say, you never know. The Canadiens have been very incisive defensively in the game. Total shots are only 16 by Philadelphia. Canadiens have had 26. Voracek fanned on the first one. Didn't get a chance in the second. Price made short, stayed out. Tenorti on it. Little soft pass on the boards for Crust. Man on it, trying to shoot it out right away. Philadelphia keep it in. Voracek on the side, tipped in front of the net, but wide. Simmons has it off the boards. Back to the other side. Timonen ready. Timonen set. He's got a good shot, but doesn't look like to shoot that time. Got his fired to the crowd. Fights down. And White was there to get it away under the blue ice. Close call. Up comes Timonen to drive. And it's knocked down by Price. Couldn't control it though. Another shot stopped by Price and cleared away and out. Price shining again. Pretty good stops by Carey Price. They were kind of tough. But it's still 3-0 Montreal because of that flurry. And they're giving him a salute now. And here come the Flyers again. Reed went in to center it. Got by to the blue line and strike from there. Rebound, score! Coming up off the blue line and in close. It's LeCavalier. And he had the open net.
Flyers get another power play goal. They scored one in the game versus Toronto. They had a plethora of chances and couldn't finish on Jonathan Bernier, and it looked like they weren't going to solve Carey Price either. And then Strike brings us to the net. Good traffic in front, and the traffic in front is what opened it up for Vinny LeCavalier. I believe that's Schenn in front of the net. Again, the good screen. Everyone concentrates on him, and LeCavalier comes right off the half wall and is going to bury this into the net. Schenn with the tip. The finish by LeCavalier, and with 10:47 to go, the Flyers catch a bit of life here. And we'll see if they can't keep it going. It was pretty quiet for them up until that point, to the Georges penalty. And the last person in this building they wanted to see score was Vinny LeCavalier. And he gets them on the board with his first goal as a Flyer.
Starting to get a little edgy in the game now. 2-goal spread, a great difference from 3-0. One more by Philadelphia, and we've got a great finish coming up.
Well, the Flyers just get a goal, and now they get another penalty, and this has been their problem all evening long. They've just taken penalty after penalty. We heard P.J. Stock talking in the intermissions. This is a bad habit this Flyer team has, and Grossman is going to get a call for, I believe, hooking going into the corner. We'll see him following up on this play, and as he goes in, he knocks the stick out of the hand of Galchenyuk or Gallagher. I don't know. I think that's a tough call to make in the game at this point. There wasn't much to that at all. He was battling for position. I don't think Laviolette's going to like it, but nonetheless, they've got to kill this off.
8th power play for Montreal in the game. 1 power play goal. That was the 3rd. Eller moving up now on this one. Up back to the line to Markov. Or Subban, rather. Markov is on this side. And it'll be Subban waiting back there at the point. Philadelphia might clear, jumping for it as Coburn. He did get there and got it out. And it hit Markov turning back. Now he'll come on. Markov, unmolested, just lifted a high one into the zone for Eller. Bounced it back a little bit. Now Subban, quick shot, blocked in front of the net. Markov dumped it ahead. Chenyuk for Eller. Gallagher chases it and poked it back. And the Flyers' chance to clear, they're going to do it. Coburn just stepped up a little bit, decided to lose more time on the clock. He did that, and it was cleared down the ice. 9:40 to go. 1 minute left in the penalty. Subban lost it. Have to start it all over again, maybe. Bouillon will take it. Subban heading to the bench on a change. Bouillon carries now to his own line. He saw not a very good lane to go. Now just shoots it in. Reed was on it first. Flipped it. Got high, all right. Too high at the bench. Stopping the play.
Good job by the Flyers. Good job by Reed. That's a tough hard around that comes in from Bouillon. And not only does he get to the puck on the wall, he actually pitching wedges it off the boards to get it up into the air out of the zone. Real smart play by Reed there. Good solid penalty killer, as I mentioned earlier. Very versatile player for the Philadelphia Flyers. They got 37 seconds left on Grossman's penalty to kill off.
Cavalier's goal, his first of the season, assisted by Strite, by the way. He was on for a long time in that power play. Handled the puck a lot. Bourque in the corner, trying to shoot it back. Got back anyway. Diaz had the weight of it, shot it ahead. Up in that corner again for Bourque. Bouillon stopped it. Didn't do much with it though. Desharnais did. In for Bourque on the other side. Back to the line. Diaz over here. Bouillon covered right away. Philadelphia hanging on here. Knocked down behind the net. Penalty almost done. Now it is over. And only for the sake of a chance at the side of the net, they came close to the shot. Didn't get one on the net. one save during that power play. The Canadians are still leading 3-1. This is Schenn, Luke Schenn. Played the puck ahead, didn't get too far with it. Stopped at the line by Plekanec. Canadians back in that checking role now again with a 2-goal lead. And 8:10 left in the third period. Play intended for Gianna, didn't get to him. Now knocked down, and they get in with Moan carrying. In front of the net, Plekanec! Stopped by Emery, made a good play too. Emery, a nice save. Canadians thought they had another one, but I don't believe they do.
Drive to the net there.
Well, it was a scrambly type play anyway. And Emery was down there, got his pad down. Now, where did it go? Right on the line. Just says now it's definitely no goal. Even though Gary it went over the line and got in, he is saying now that he blew the whistle or was about to blow.
I think it's a good goal, but you have to understand it was never frozen, and Gionta's going to come in here late and push this into the net. It's a goal, but the referee loses sight of the puck, and his intention is to blow the whistle, and his intention was to blow the whistle prior to Gionta pushing it in. It's no goal, and that's exactly what it was. The intention was there. It was frozen.
All right, so it's still a 3-1 hockey game with 7:50 left, and Emery will catch this one and hang on to it.
And a break for the Flyers, because still almost 8 minutes left in this period. If you can manufacture another goal and get some energy going, you might be able to get yourself a point out of this game or more, but right now they've got to start getting into the offensive zone.
Taylor stays on with his mates and wins another face-off for the Canadians. That second pass was intercepted and nailed down the ice. Markov back. Quick pass ahead intended for Galchenyuk. And Eller went in there to prevent a nicely call. He got in the runner quickly and got the puck back to the line. It stopped at the line. No, it came out. Diaz thought he had made the play okay at the line, but it came out a fraction. Donald Sutherland stars in the exciting new action crime series, Crossing Lines. Watch the series premiere Tuesday at 9 on CBC. Down to 7:25 left in the third period. The Canadians are hanging on to this 2-goal lead. 3-1 is the score.
Well, the Flyers get the power play goal, and again, you're looking for a bit of life. That penalty from Grossman just, you know, again, I thought it was a questionable call, but it just took the life right out of the Flyers. It cut all the emotion that they would have had going forward, so now they've got to regenerate it again here.
Desharnais tied up in the face-off, and Schenn takes over. Headed up in the boards, but was stopped by Tenorti at the blue line. He put it in deep again. Grossman there first, got it ahead. Here come the Flyers. They need a goal badly. It's in there for Talbot, giving chase, pass up front. Second pass off a skate, and the Canadians allowed to escape. Down is Moan. Up there, Prust. Took a shot, sharp angle. It's out of play. 6:54 left. Look out.
Well, the two number 8s were the two that were talking, and then all of a sudden, Schenn and Moan got into it behind the net, and Moan looks like he got the better of this one as Schenn falls back onto the Flyer net. And Montreal Canadiens, you look at their first two games, they played two pretty physical opponents, the Toronto Maple Leafs and now the Philadelphia Flyers, and they're true tested. As you see, the pushing and shoving is going to start behind the net. Prust throws it to the net, and then a hit from Grossman, and he gives him a shove back, and the two of them start talking. And you'll see behind the screen, Schenn and Moan are having a conversation as well. And all of a sudden, it was two brothers ganging up on Moan.
At least the helmets remained on.
Well, there's no time to take those off at that point. If you stop to take your helmet off in the middle of that, you're going to lose all your chicklets. So you might as well start throwing and hope for the best. Good tussle behind the net.
They're both gone. But we're 5-on-5 hockey at this stage. 6:54 remaining. Third period. Canadians with a 2-goal lead. Goals here by Eller, Gallagher, Cavalier replying for Philadelphia. Shots are 29-22 overall in the hockey game. Slapped wide of the net by the Cannons. Flyers roll back in that defensive mode until they get it going, and now it looks like they might have something going to center. Voracek brought it up to the line, made a couple of dandy moves there. That long shot missed the Montreal goal. That'll ricochet off the boards and all the way down the ice. Lively boards in Montreal. Back count for Philadelphia. The pass could not be corralled near center ice by Giroux. And Timonen back there again for Philadelphia. Ward missed it, trying to knock it down. Would have been a high stick had he made contact. Everything cluttered up now. The Canadians don't want to give anybody a chance to get some open ice and go. Flyers know it. Strike back circle. Starting off, Zaros goes to that side again. The return pass too far for him. And the Canadians dump it in there. Here comes Bourneval again. In around the net he goes. Great speed this time. Back out to the line. Good play. Oh, a save by Emery. Would have been the first point for young Mikhail Bourneval. He made a great play in there, circle the net, and set up a good pass back. Simmons is gone, and he can throw it. That's White for the Canadians, and he can throw him. But he slipped and went down in a hurry, so that's a short bout.
There was frustration for the Flyers coming out, and certainly a collision over by the Flyers bench between White and Simmons. And that's what started this tussle over by the boards. Again, the two of them were willing combatants, and White took the worst of that one. Canadians come around the net and center this one right out here in front of the defenseman. He fires it to the net, and a nice little tip and a good save by Ray Emery. And then a hit by Simmons on the wall, which is a bit of interference. That got the cross-check back from White, and then a little set of fisticuffs.
So the Canadians hang on right now with a 2-goal lead late in the third period. Welcome back to the Bell Center, and it's time now for Hockey Night Close-Up, brought to you by Subway Restaurants.
Well, a night in Montreal coming from Tampa Bay was nothing special, but this summer he chose the Philadelphia Flyers as his destination instead of the Montreal Canadiens, and the fans here have taken it personally, but Vinny Lecavalier has stepped in and has become a Flyer right from day one. He had a nice game against Toronto, and tonight he's followed it up with a pretty solid effort, and he's got the lone goal for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Shots in this period by Montreal, 12. By Philadelphia, 7. And 5:35 left to play. Gianna stopped that clearing attempt by the Flyers. Timonen lifts a high one down the ice. It's easily cleared back up over center ice by Georges. And in deep in that Flyer zone. So the Canadians keep that bay in there by just shoving the puck down. And indeed, this is going to be an icing call against Philadelphia. They don't want that.
For the most part of this game, it's been the inability of the Philadelphia Flyers defensemen to get it to the Philadelphia Flyer forwards in stride. Most of the passes have been wobbling or in the air or rink wide off the glass or in their feet. They've never really found a connection between the defense and the forwards, so they got no rhythm coming up through the ice, and it's something they're going to have to correct. And I don't know if they've got a good enough puck-moving blue line to match the forwards that they have right now.
Voracek, quick pass. Will that work? Not bad. Hartnell cutting in on the goal. Hit the side of the net as he was in rather sharp angle. And Price gave him no hole. No room at all. Puck slapped back by Galchenyuk. Ricocheting back out. Tipped the center ice by Hartnell. Markov waits till the back on side. And then decides to play it back to his own line. He has shoved it ahead. Under 5 minutes left third period. Canadians stay on it. Good pass in front of the net. Ellerhen to reach for it. Couldn't control it. Markov kept it in. Knocked down in front of the goal. Flyers are going to clear that one easily. 4:30 left. Shot up the center by Braden Shen. And in deep by Reed. Once again, Ken played it ahead in that Montreal zone. Reed cover. Galchenyuk lifts a high one down the ice. He wants to get off. Sideline been on for a while. No icing. Play will go right on. Canadians lead 3-1. And trying to protect that lead now. The Flyers coming on, but they give it away at the line to Tinordi. Goes rink wide. On comes Bournival. He was stopped near center ice, and the Flyers come on in. Talbot knocked it loose. It comes back to Messeros. Price makes the save and hangs on. 3:45 left. Let's visit with Cassie again.
Thanks, Bob. We just have to get this in. A wonderful gesture Thursday by the Canadians as they visited Lac Mégantic, the small town in Quebec that dealt with the tragic train accident this past summer. The Habs took the 2.5-hour bus ride from Montreal, participated in a 40-minute practice and autograph session, the first time the Canadians have ventured outside of Montreal area for a practice. And since the tragedy, guys, the team has raised over $800,000 for the town. Bob?
Marvelous. 47 people died in that tragedy in Mégantic Lake, as we called it back then. A little grass landing strip there, Gary. I had to put down there one time in my flying days. Stayed there overnight. It was a lovely band concert in a little park downtown. A quaint little town here in Quebec, east of Montreal. God bless them all.
Absolutely.
Canadians did a marvelous job.
Absolutely. I mean, you listen to some of the players talking about the bus ride, entering into the town, and they were just dead silent on the bus. They could not believe the devastation there. And to the people there, certainly they're all in our thoughts for sure.
Yep. That was marvelous for those fans to see their Habs, their beloved Habs, in person. And all the players were great. They visited as many people as they could. Here tonight, they're trying to win their first game of this new season. With 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period, Subban takes off. Comes to center, rips it in high on the glass. Coburn for Philadelphia got it around the net, doesn't get very far. And they back up with it. Couturier did that, and now they get it over here on this side. And Matt Reed cleared it up to center ice. It's bounced in wide of the net. Cavalier in there again. He's got the goal for Philadelphia in this period back at 9:13. That's all the noise they have made so far. 2:36 left to play. Le Cavalier trying to get another. Laid back to the line by Couturier. Over on this side is Coburn. Lost it. Knocked down across center by Gianna, who scored the first goal of the game. Back at 8:10 of the first period from Bourque and Plekanec. No scoring in the second. Miller got his third of the season. 12 seconds in the second period. Could be the winner. It stands like this. 2:05 left. Penalty coming up. Whatever happened in that scrum going to the net. A high stick came up.
Markov.
And it looks like Markov.
No, Markov took
yeah,
the high stick from Hartnell, boy.
And Philadelphia will get another penalty because of it.
I mean, it's just you're not paying attention to your stick. I mean, you come right up and catch him right in the face like that. You got to be responsible for your stick, and that's just being irresponsible. As he cracks him pretty good right in the face. And I don't know if this is going to be a 4 or not.
So Hartnell is gone. Looks like 2.
Raspberry's not a pretty good raspberry on both lips, but lucky it didn't do more damage than that. As you see, he's got 2 little cuts on his lips, and the Canadians will end this game on the power play. And good on Michel Therrien to reward this third line. He's had them out at the start of the power play. The last 3 power plays, it's been their best line the last 2 games, and he's rewarding them by putting them out there.
Williams stopped it at the line with a dangerous Gallagher. Plays it back to him. Bouillon the other way. Subban the shot. Right to Emery. He had the angle on that. Wasn't going to move, and there's no rebound. 1:53 left.
You think it's easy, but the guys in this league are in the shooting lane so well. They block shots so good. And PK Subban has done a wonderful job tonight of getting pucks through the net with authority. When he hasn't been able to tee it up Subban style, he's got the puck to the net with a tight wrister or a little snapper, and he's been good at it all night.
Flyers win the draw and will shoot it away down the ice.
This is the second puck tonight that has left the building. We couldn't find it because that one cleared the glass early. Lars Eller's been Montreal's best player to start this season. I think when they made the trade for him, they felt like he could be something special, and I think it was a matter of him feeling his way through the game. And last year you saw signs of it where he's got such a great skater, and he's a big body too. He's strong, smart player, good defensively. And he's made the difference on this third line for Montreal.
Canadians on the power play again. 1:41 left on it. Bouillon moving up on the left side. Boards dumped it in behind the net. Galchenyuk doing good stick work back there. But it came to Coburn. He did not clear it out. Gallagher kept it in. Timonen has bumped off the puck. Coburn went in there for Philadelphia. Eller took care of him, but it does come back outside the line. That's Galchenyuk. Good play onside. Shot is blocked by Emery. Deflected to the glass on this side. Markov sends it over there. Subban dumped it up for Bourque, who's on there with Gionta. Eller is still on. Long shift for him. And Giroux takes over at center. Didn't have it very long. Gionta coming on. Gionta waits. Score! Bourque tucked it. Beautiful pass. And then took a beautiful shot. And that'll put it away for sure for the Canadians. Hard shot by Bourque. Great play by Gionta.
That's the power play we're used to seeing the last two goals. Matt Reed's going to clear this puck out of the zone, and when Claude Giroux gets it, instead of dumping it down, he tries to carry it. It's a turnover. He makes the line change, but it comes right over to Gionta from Galchenyuk. What a great backhand pass. Watch this backhand pass right across here. Oh, it's Eller, I'm sorry. Give him the credit for it. Gionta with the fake shot. He fools Mazzaros, and he drops it right into Bourque's pinwheel as he lets it rip upstairs. What a beauty play all the way around. Good play by Markov to cut off in the neutral zone. Results in a goal.
And we are in the final minute of the third period. You might say the game. Right. Trust is on the puck. The Canadians keep it in deep. Bourneval is on the ice again. Number 49 for the Canadians. It comes to the line, and the shot by Georges is wide of the net. Subban stops it. Keeps it in there. Cross goes after it with Moan right behind him. Bourneval waits in that big circle, hoping to get a pass. It doesn't come out. He headed for the net, took a smack at it. But Ray Emery by that time had it covered up and hangs on. Bourque's goal from Gionta and Eller. That made it the final goal for the Canadians. Comfortable lead now.
Swarm at the net here, and the Flyers are just out of gas. They've been in their end so much, and they've had to kill so many penalties tonight. They just look out of gas, and Montreal just driving to the net. It looks like a tough night for the Flyers. They're going to lose this one here, and we look at Bourneville driving in, looking for his first. They lost 5 of their first 7 last year, Bob, the Philadelphia Flyers, and they never really recovered from it. And right now they're looking at going down 0-2 to start this season.
Shots are 15-8 in this period for the Canadians. 34-23 overall at this point. And it's lobbed in wide of the net with only 14 seconds left. And the Flyers are going to get the puck out of the zone. That's it for the Canadians, scoring down to 5 seconds. Hands with the puck. The countdown is on. The Canadians get their first win of this season, defeating the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 4-1. Gionta, Eller, Gallagher, and then that goal by Bourque. The Cavaliers scored for Philadelphia, and that's it for them. Canadians win it going away